Hi, Cherry. I'm using the bathroom real quick. You are in charge. I believe in you. You got it. Hi, Scarode. I'll be right back. I need my water. Alright, I'm back. Hello! Hello, everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you ready to get fanfictional? I don't know what that means, but anyway, hi! We done did it. What is the music doing? What is the music doing? Oh, I don't like this one. Hold on. Hi, Lucky Bucky! Welcome! Welcome on in, everybody. We're back. We met the community goal, so I have to write things now. I have to write things, and I will do my best. Real quick, let me see what's happening with my music. This is not the song that I clicked on. Excuse you. I wanted this song. Thank you. This is much more the vibe. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So my usual like stream music playlist keeps getting claimed because it's all video game music. So I'm using one of the like Twitch recommended, Twitch sanctioned stream music websites. And there's a playlist that's just Geometry Dash music for 5 hours, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's perfect. We'll do that. But I don't know. We'll go on this journey of discovery together. Here, let me get on your screen. Let me get on your screen. Get on your screen and we can start the stream. Hi! I realized I was swaying to the music, but it does kind of just look like I walked out here. Hey everybody, okay. We're back. We're writing. You guys gave me some suggestions for sure. I'll go through, I'll read off the stuff that you guys sent in. And then we'll vote, we'll pick which ones we want to go with. This better be good. You spend your whole life savings on it. I will do my best. What today is gonna be, it's gonna be me struggling to remember how to type. I'm not a fast typer. My brain moves way faster, but I'm doing my best. I'm one of those people, I have to look at the keys. Like, we had that like second grade like typing class where it's like, you can't look at the keys, just look at the screen. I was so bad at that. I was so bad at that, but I will do my best, guys, just for you. But hi. I had a couple things I wanted to say before we started. Just about like next month and what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna be crazy busy for like all of June. So I don't think I will be able to stream much. I will be here for sure this upcoming weekend. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We might. I found a I found like a kid's microscope, like a USB, just like plug it in and go microscope. And I thought it'd be really funny if we did a stream where we just stuck things underneath it and just looked at them. But then I have to get stuff for that. I have to make it entertaining for at least like a couple hours, which, to be fair, I'm easily entertained, so I don't think that will be an issue. But I don't know. I don't know if that's what we're gonna do yet. We'll do it at some point, though. I really want to do that. But yeah, we'll do something this weekend, and then maybe the weekend after. But I will have Griv here with me, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try and record some stuff to go up on the YouTube. In the meantime, we didn't have a video this week because RB and I were busy. I will try and get some stuff up though, so keep an eye there. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on with that. And yeah. Hi Tal. I thought that was a throw first. Oh wait, what is that? Why are there two? Why are there two of these? Shoo, 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 shoo. Get out of here. Get out of here. Only one. Only one. You get one hand. Two is too many. You're not allowed. You sent him some stellar suggestions. I know, Cherry. I know. I saw. I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I will like physically be not near my computer as much as I would like to. As much as I would like to stream. I'll do all kinds of stuff in July though, don't worry. I have plans. I'm scheming. But yeah, in the meantime, you guys threw a whole bunch of points into this. And yeah. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read off some of the things you guys sent in. And then we'll talk about it. We'll have a little chat. I think I'm getting blocked by a Spotify ad, which I forgot those existed. So we just have to sit here and contemplate. All right, let me see what we got here. Open up this submission form. I asked you guys to send in characters, settings, and like different fanfic trips. What is this? Duck step. Okay, I'll let it cook. Okay, it's accurately named. Anyway. So, character suggestions. I'm just gonna start listing these off. And I'll pick a couple of my favorites that I think would be fun. So we have, for characters, several gnomes in a trench coat, Captain Crunch, a sentient swarm of bees, Charles Entertainment Cheese, Groovy the defunct Discord bot, rest in peace, the hamburger helper hand. Does he have a name? The hamburger like helper guy. He's got like that big red nose, right? Does he actually have? Hold on, I'm looking this up. Hamburger helper mascot. What is happening with this song, by the way? This is crazy. Let's see. What's his name? The hamburger helper mascot is the helping hand, or lefty. A four-fingered left-hand white glove with a face on the palm and a red spherical nose. Hold on a second. So he's a left hand, but the picture on the wiki, this is definitely a right hand. Like the way his thumb curves. If you look up an image of the hamburger helper, is he not a hold on. Hold on. Hamburger, I'm doing research right now. Excuse me, this is more important. That is 100% a right hand. What? Because like the way his thumb is bending. Maybe it's my right? No. But like if I hold up my hand and I curl it so my thumb matches the guy, that's like his face is on the palm. That's a right hand. I feel lied to. There's no way that's a left hand. If it's a... Oh, wait. Hold on. Does the L's with my fingers? Okay, never mind. Bro, I'm cooked. I'm cooked today. There's actually not a single thought left in my head. Wow. Okay, well, never mind. I don't know my lefts and my rights is what we've learned today. I cannot listen to more duck step, by the way. This is actually blocking my brain activity even more. Hold on. Maybe I don't want to listen to the Geometry Dash playlist. What else is there? Ow. What else is there? Let me see. Lost your last 2 brain cells? You had 2? You had 2? Share. Oh my gosh. Let me see. What else do we got? From my royalty-free gaming music archive. Let's see. What are the nostalgia, pop, house trap, glitch hop? What else? What else is there? There's a lockdown protocol playlist. Oh, the cassette tapes. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Because this is a little too harsh for my vibe, you know? But I don't want to listen to lo-fi. Can I be so honest with you guys? I kind of hate lo-fi. Because so much of it has that fake, like, record, like, staticky sound. And it bothers me so much. Wasn't there? I saw like a feel-good playlist earlier. Where'd it go? Feel-good sounds. Here we go. Let's try this one. Okay, well, Tal's making you watch an ad, so you don't get to know. You'll never get to know what we're listening to. I mean, you'll get to know in like 30 seconds, but it's fine. Anyway, yeah, PvP is enabled for this stream. I stole that redeem from Talent. I thought it'd be really funny. What was I doing? Hamburger helper. Yes. Okay. After that, we have... We have Cleo from H2O, which I did not watch H2O, but I remember it being on. I remember just like scrolling through and it was on the Nickelodeon and just going, actually, you could not pay me to watch this. Evidently it's getting memed now in this day and age, so I don't know. Good for them, I guess. There's a specific like snare drum sound in lo-fi that makes you mad. Yeah. No, it's supposed to be chill, but there's so many sounds that just kind of upset me. What else? What else? Okay. Okay, I gotta focus. I gotta focus. We're never gonna start writing, I swear. I'm gonna be 30 by the time we actually start writing this fic. Where'd my list go? Okay. A refrigerator is another character that's been here. Ricotta cheese. Beethoven, in parentheses, not the dog. And I wish it was the dog. You just gave me a glimpse into a better world right there and said, no, don't do that. Piranha Plant from Mario. Why do Piranha Plant got bone in it? Grimace, the Hamburglar, Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, and a microwave. Somebody's really into that household appliance yaoi, I think. And then we have Scrappy Doo, in parentheses, the dog. Thank you for specifying. I wouldn't want to accidentally put like Rowan Atkinson or whoever was, whatever. That was Rowan Atkinson, right? In the live action movie that he was just in a suit. He was just in a suit of him. Isn't that a dating sim? Oh my gosh, the refrigerator microwave yaoi. Yeah, that's Date Everything. I am absolutely gonna be playing that when it comes out. It looks so good. Griff and I have been watching all the trailers. It's like the Smash Bros of voice acting. It's just like everyone's there. Yeah, it looks really great. So I'm looking forward to that one. That comes out the 17th, I think, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if I'll stream it. We might do that as a series on the YouTube, just so we can do it in like smaller chunks and then get through more of it than what I can get through in like a 3-hour stream. So we'll do that. Yeah, Scrappy-Doo, Sharknado, and Sans are the last 3 on the character list. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't that. Not a single person put Garfield, and I would be lying if I wasn't a tiny bit disappointed. Just a little. I could just lie and say that, oh, actually, whoa, Garfield's down here at the bottom. I didn't see it, but I won't. Sans and microwave. Okay, so the way this is gonna work is we're gonna start out picking out 2 characters. These are gonna be our main characters. And then if people click the like add a thing button, we're gonna roll and pick like what thing we add, and it might be a character, and then we'll expand the universe a little bit. But in the meantime, we should pick our main characters. The ones I am most feeling are several gnomes in a trench coat, but then we have to like build that character a little bit, which I am down for. I am so here for that. I think the hamburger helper hand is also good because I don't know anything about that guy. I don't know if he even has like a character. That is a blank canvas for us to play with. Big fan also of the microwave and the fridge. Those are the ones that I am most down for. We can also include Sans Undertale in that list. So I'm gonna make a poll. I'm gonna make a poll of the ones that I like the most, and I want you guys to pick the top 2 are going to be our main characters. Or should we do like a character 1, character 2? Well, we'll see, we'll see. I can put 5 different ones. So I think for sure we're gonna include the microwave, the fridge. If I can spell fridge, it doesn't have a U in it. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna watch me struggle to type for the next like 3 hours. We've got, what else did I say? Gnomes. Gnomes in a trench coat. Oh, the bees are really good too, but I feel like we need to get away from just the like objects and the concepts. What else did I say? We've got the microwave, the fridge, the gnomes. Hamburger helper. Dude, my brain is cooked. This like bopping like EDM type stuff not helping my brain cells, but it's what we got. It's what we got from the like stream safe music playlist. I literally just looked up like stream safe music and I went to the Twitch article that says here's the ones that you can use. I was like, all right. And then I got one more slot. I could put Scrappy Doo, but I don't remember how Scrappy Doo like talks. I don't know if I can get that voice in my writing, you know? I gotta make this like canon compliant accurate. Got the microwave, fridge, gnomes. I wish I could look at chat right now. Hold on. I'm opening a second chat window so I can see you guys. Because when I'm making a poll, it blocks you and I cannot see you and I miss you. Grimace, true. Where am I typing? I am typing in the poll. I'm making a poll. I'm making a poll. Do not worry. I am actually using the features that Twitch has. You know what? I'll do it. I'll put swarm of bees. Swarm of bees. And I will let you put your Grody points into voting. 3 minutes. Go. Oh, fanfic protags. Protags. Dude, I can spell so good. Although Captain Crunch is also really good. I don't know. We'll start with this. Maybe there'll be like a love triangle and the romance can shift. I'm not saying it's gonna be a romance, but based on some of the stuff you guys submitted for the other parts of this form, it's probably going to be. I know what you are. And you're yaoi enjoyers. I understand. I get it. Appliance yaoi, food mascot yaoi, it doesn't matter. I know how this is going to end up. It could be Yuri. We could be big-brained. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, the hamburger helper, we don't know its gender. You don't know what yaoi is? It's like it's an anime thing. It's like a male-male pairing. I'm with you, Cherry. We're enlightened people. Oh my gosh. Good, free yourself. Honestly, yeah. I would recommend Googling it though, because like it's just like the type of pairing, so it does include some spicier stuff. It's just when I say it in this context, I feel like nowadays when people talk about it, it's not necessarily like spicy in nature, you know? I realized I put hamburger helpful instead of hamburger helper. Dude, my brain is so cooked. Can I tell you what happened? I did that thing again where I get really, really excited about a stream because I'm like, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be silly. And then I have so much energy at like 5 a.m. like setting up my OBS and my redeems and all my stuff. And I get so excited and then I don't sleep. I don't sleep. And then the actual stream time rolls around and I'm like, wow. There's nothing happening in my head. It's all gone. It's all gone. How's the vote going? Only votes for hamburger helper and a swarm of bees. Which, you know, understandable. It's a good pairing. It's a good pairing. Oh my gosh, I do think the microscope stream would be a really funny idea, just to stick things under a microscope. It's like not a good microscope, mind you. It's literally just a little digital camera. But I plugged it in the other day to like double check that it worked, and oh my gosh. I will admit, I spent a very long time putting it on like every like mole and zit and scab I could find. It was so bad. It's like, I really hate those videos where people like clean out their ears or their nostrils and stuff. But it's like, you know, it's a small manageable dose. It's kind of like that. I did stick it in my belly button though, and that was terrifying. Don't recommend. Don't recommend. So if you ever wonder what I get up to when I'm not here, that's it. I am almost 26 years old. Anyway. Okay. Perfect split between Hamburger Helper and a swarm of bees. So I guess those are our protagonists. Okay. We have our main characters. Let's get our setting. Let's get our setting. So what do you mean curse gremlin activities? I do really normal things all the time. Grody, just like you from... I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I do really normal things. You know that that thing about how like, oh, everyone's got that one unemployed friend that goes on side quests? I don't go on side quests. I find incredibly mundane ways to distract myself for hours at a time, and that is what I do when I'm not here. You do the same thing? Yeah. I tried to stick it in my ear too, but it was too dark. Like it has a little light on it. You guys will see. You guys will see when I pull it out, but okay. Settings. We have a science lab, magical girl AU, which is more of the in the trope section. Community college AU I think is awesome. Teen Beach movie, which I didn't watch the Teen Beach movie. I was a little too old for that when that came out, I think. I was not watching the Disney channels. But I imagine it's just a musical on a beach, I think, from what I understand. So we can work with that. But then I have to write lyrics. And you guys have a lot more faith in me than you maybe should on that front. We have a kitchen. And inside Grody's walls. And there are a couple of tropes that I think were also more settings. Namely, coffee shop meet cute. And... Okay, so this one, I know who wrote this. We already discussed it. We already had a conversation about it. But I am bringing it up again, just to make sure people know. Somebody wrote hospital scare, in parentheses, or whatever is going on in the Lost comic. I'm gonna let you guys in on something, okay? 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 Okay. Lost is about a miscarriage, okay? It's not funny. It's not funny, I'm not gonna laugh. It's very sad. It is just, I suppose, in an art style, that is definitely what you would expect more for comedy. And I think that's probably the big issue with it. That is what Lost is about. Oh my gosh, community college AU can encompass all of it. That's true. Literally everything on the planet happens in a community college, just normally. Like anything you can think of, it's going on over there. I didn't go to like community college proper. I took like community college classes like in high school, but I wasn't on campus. But like just for the things that I hear from my friends who did go. But yeah. So those are the settings. I kind of almost, I'm thinking for the kitchen, it's almost giving me like a restaurant or like a chef sort of AU type of thing. You know? I think that could be kind of fun, especially with the hamburger helper. You know? Like we have the experienced chef in the kitchen, and then a swarm of bees who is perhaps bumbling and buzzing around and does not know how to hold a spoon. Thoughts. I'm just thinking. I'm just throwing it out there. I do like science lab also. That's so hard to write because we have to figure out what they're doing in the lab. Okay. So for the settings, I think I'm gonna go with the science lab is a good one. College. The kitchen. If we do coffee shop, I think we can like expand that a little bit maybe. Like the coffee shop floor is sort of thing, that classic, you know. And then I think for the last one, we can do Teen Beach movie. We can do that. All right, here, I'm gonna do another poll. And keep in mind, we're not stuck to these. We're not married to these. If you guys want me to throw in more at any time, there's a button for points. There's a button you can spend your points, and I will just have to add whatever directly into it. All right. Settings. Number 1, laboratory. Number 2, community, colleague. Number 3, we'll do a beach musical. I will simplify it. Disney, don't come for me. Don't at me. And then I'm gonna do the coffee shop. And then the last one will be like the restaurant kitchen. We'll figure it out. It could be like a I don't know, like a small like cafe sort of thing too, if we don't want to give up coffee shop. Now, the reason why I've stopped and why I haven't made this poll yet is because I'm trying to remember how to spell restaurant. And you guys need to forgive me for whatever comes out, because I definitely spelled it wrong. There you go. Vote. Vote. I don't know what song was most of you loved. I think Surf Crazy. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. I haven't listened to anything in this playlist before. And what is this? Why so serious like the Jonker? Anyway, I clicked on the Feel Good Sounds playlist, so I'm a little confused by some of these. I think whoever at NCS made these might need to, like, rearrange them a little. Like, what is this? Is this Joker core? The Jonker? Do you guys remember the Groker? Hashtag bring back Groker 2026 or whatever. You know, they just had an AI sort the playlist. Honestly, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just trying to... I'm processing this song. I don't hate it. Okay, anyway. Joker Core. Checks on the poll. How we doing? Community college is the big one, yeah. So what you're gonna get is my understanding of what I think community college is like, as someone who didn't, like, really go. So, I don't know. We'll see. And then I think for the sake of starting to type before we hit the, like, 40-minute mark, I will just pick a couple of tropes to start out with. I have seen Community, you're so right. Yeah, I'm mostly gonna be informed by what I know from Community. I've seen quite a bit of Community. I was watching, YouTube keeps showing me, like, Community clip compilations now. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. I did show Griv the other day some of the episode where Abed just becomes Jesus. I think that one was so funny. Just like the long flowing hair. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens in community college, yeah. Okay. It looks like, yeah, community college is winning by a wide margin. So we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna start looking at our tropes we're gonna do. So, you know how, like, when in Google Forms, depending on what type of question you put in, it'll, like, auto-sort as, like, a chart or a graph or something? There's one specific trope that was put in multiple times and turned that specific question into a bar graph. And the one that was put in multiple times was enemies to lovers. Which I'm not surprised by. I get it. But it also means that we have to make Hamburger Helper and a swarm of bees have beef. No joke intended with the Hamburger Helper. I promise, I promise, I promise. Okay, yeah, community college, for sure. Okay, so the other tropes are, well, we had the Magical Girl AU, which I think is really funny. Accidental identity reveal, which means we would have to come up with an alter ego for them. Assigned to the same project team. cheating misunderstanding, which means they would already have an established relationship. That's kind of fun. An evil doppelganger, and I don't know how that would work with the bees, but we'll figure it out. Unlikely heist partners, it's always a good one. We have, there was only one bed. They could be roommates. The hospital one, CPR first kiss, lovers to enemies, which I respect. Spy falls in love with Mark, enemies to even enemy or enemies. An enemy? That thing in the ocean? Okay. These are kind of fun. Obviously, I'll put enemies to lovers in the poll. Yeah, no, I will just do a poll, honestly. Poll, what do? We're gonna do enemies to lovers, and we'll take like a couple of these that people want. I'm gonna keep accidental identity reveal in my pocket in case we get one of the other two that works well with. So I'm gonna do magical girl AU. I'm gonna do the cheating one because I think that's kind of funny. Not that cheating is funny, not that cheating is a joke. However, we're talking about the hamburger helper and a swarm of bees. Sorry, I keep calling him the hamburger helper. We literally talked about his name. His name is Lefty. And I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life because of what happened earlier. And then let's do... I like evil doppelganger. Or maybe we save evil doppelganger and we insert it later. I think we save that one and we maybe insert it later. Let's do... project partners. And then we can do there was only one bed. And this will determine like what the nature of their relationship at school is. Yes? I like this. I like this. Maybe they're both cheating like in the Pina Colada song. Oh my gosh, yeah. Who did I think I explained what that song was actually about to Grid the other day. Because they didn't know. And I was like, yeah, they're literally just both cheating on each other and it works out at the end. Because they were both cheating on each other with each other. What a song. Who's the cheater, Lefty or Bees? That's rough. I mean... The bees have a queen, you know? Like, if the queen's not part of the swarm of bees, maybe that's like, you know, their queen. You know, they're like tier 3 sub to her on B Twitch or whatever. We listened to this one already, and I didn't care for it. What is this? Okay, yeah. Yo, Jesus mentioned. Anyway. Yeah, B Twitch. Call it. I can't think of any good B jokes there. Just be like Buzz or something. Buzz would be such a good bee social media app. It's like, what's the buzz? Oh my gosh. Bees, hire me. I have so many good ideas for you. We can take over Bumble. I'm just saying. Ring, 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 ring. I'm not used to this, like, this vibe for music, because we usually listen to Head Empty Nintendo music. But I'm trying to, you know, comply. I'm trying to comply with the Twitch guidelines and whatnot. So I'm listening to that, we had some dubstep earlier. We had the Joker song. That feels like very Twitch core. Unironically, I might go listen to that Joker song again later because I think it's gonna get stuck in my head. All right, what do we got? There was only one bed is in fact winning, and I understand. I get it. I swear I already skipped the song earlier. I don't know. Anyway. I'm gonna, like, don't worry. Before the next stream, I will properly go through the, like, big list of all this music, and I'll pick out the ones that I like. For now, we're exploring. We're going on a journey together. Yeah, there's only one bed. Okay. So yeah, there was only one bed is the winner. It looks like there was a tie between enemy to lovers and project partners. So I think we will do a romance. We will do enemies to lovers. And I think it would be really funny if we injected the magical girl AU into it later. So maybe they already have beef and then they're like rival heroes or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do just really like that one. Whoever put that in, your brain is massive. Like just absolutely oozing goozing with brain cells. Your wrinkles are so wrinkly. Okay. Oh, now I can actually start writing now? No way. Hold on, we have to pick a good font though. We have to pick a good font. Excuse you. Excuse me. This is the most important thing we're gonna do all day. Let's see. Do I want like a typewriter? I'll make it like huge so you guys can see it better too. Yes? Yes? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if I'm feeling it though. We could just do the classic. We could just do the classic, you know? No, don't worry. No, I was not gonna make you guys read like two pixels of text. I need to reinstall Open Dyslexic because when my computer exploded, I forgot to get it on this computer. Oh, we have gluten. It's not very legible though. We could write in Metal Mania. Comic Sans? Yeah, okay. I figure. Alright. Okay, so they're in college. It's a swarm of bees and the hamburger helper. What do I want for... What do I want for the title here? It might... See, the way that I always wrote papers in school, I never knew what to call them, so I would write the whole paper and then go back at the end. Okay. They're roommates. They don't like each other. There's food involved. Of course, I think we need to figure out what their majors are going to be. This is important. Obviously, the hamburger helper is going to be a culinary arts guy, right? I think the swarm of bees would do like environmental studies, but I don't know enough about that to write about it. I might just like make the bees an art major because that would be really funny to me because they have so many tiny hands. They could do so many funny things. Or they're... I kind of want to make them like in the same major so they run into each other a lot too. I don't know. We'll think about it. Bees are business. They're business majors. I like... Okay, perfect. Okay, what do I want to call this? We'll call it... Hold on, I got a really stupid one. This is dumb. What do we got? What if we just call it helping with business? I don't know. We'll go back. We'll figure it out later. Okay. So I think they would have to meet in like a general ed class. We could put them in like what's a good one people do for like general ed? I know a lot of people in my ceramics class were only taking it for like a general ed credit. I think that could potentially be really funny because I'm imagining the hamburger helper just doing ceramics and it's just getting all stuck to the white glove, you know? It's just all like bleh, gooey. Oh, geology. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it being more hands-on, you know? Because then, like, you get to know them in different ways. Love to see them do ceramics. Yeah, I'm with you, Chair. I'm with you. Okay. All right. I think let's follow the perspective of Lefty. Okay. I'm getting into the mindset. I am a hand. I am a sentient hand that makes hamburger mac and cheese. And it is my first day of college. It's my first day of community college. I am only taking this class to get it out of the way It is 9 in the morning. I don't want to be here. Hands on, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. No, I know I said it, but shut up. Mods, ban this guy. Ban this. No. Okay. Lefty. Hold on. I'm imagining him yawning and like putting his little thumb over his mouth. Lefty raised his thumb up to his mouth to try to stifle. No. Hold on. Let's get some teacher dialogue. Let me drink some water. It's very warm in here. I'm gonna go open a window actually, because I'm kind of cooking. I don't know what my model's gonna do when I get up, but we'll find out. We'll see. Hold on. Oh god, my neck break. Oh, let me get my headset back on. Anyway, that's normal. It's enrichment for me. It's kind of like, you know, like when you like stretch and there's like sometimes you get a little pop in your joints. I just did that with my whole body, but especially my neck, okay? Anyway. And that's it for today's... I'm doing teacher dialogue. Be sure to read the syllabus and get your materials before our next session. There we go. Teacher dialogue. Lefty raised his thumb up to his mouth I'm imagining him, the teacher's boring. He doesn't want to yawn and be rude. Just a thumb up to his mouth. I'm gonna vent a little bit. Sitting through a 3-hour ceramics class and not actually doing anything was exactly how he wanted to spend his first morning of college at Grody at Grodington University. Raised his thumb up to his mouth and yawned. There we go. I'm venting a little bit, it's fine. 9 a.m. classes should be illegal if they aren't even related to his major. I'm sorry, the comic says I think is actively stunting my brain activity. All right. I'm sorry, I didn't indent. Forgive me. He slumped back into his chair and stared at the ceiling. This was going to be a long semester. Okay. We have to introduce these somehow. He closed his eyes and massaged his temples with his big, soft fingers to try to soothe his growing headache. But a buzzing sound infiltrated his thoughts Okay. Yeah, so we introduced the bees. I think because they don't like each other. We agreed that they don't like each other, so they have to not like each other. And then they also... Okay, here's my game plan right now, okay? They meet in class. They hate each other. They go on with the rest of their days. They go back to their dorm. And they're roommates. They're roommates. And there was a mess up. And there's one bed. Okay, okay. I almost want to put a picture of Lefty on the screen just so you don't forget. I want you to picture that thing the whole time. Throughout this whole stream, never forget that we're talking about the glove with the little clown nose. Okay? He screwed his eyes shut even tighter to try to block out the, not distraction, the unwelcome sound, sure. Let's see. I'm already kind of giving him a personality. I'm making him like so irritated just right off the bat. Anyway, can you please knock that off? He grumbled, turning to the source. So are the bees gonna be in a trench coat like the gnomes, or are they just openly a swarm of bees? I think it's funny either way. I think I'm gonna let them like not be in disguise, but no one's really going to acknowledge that this is unusual. Open swarm, okay, okay. A swarm of bees was sitting next to him. Okay. They buzzed in unison. No, hold on. What do I want them to say? We can't really help it. They swarmed in unison. We are quite literally a swarm of bees. Buzzing is all we've ever known. Yeah, no, I'm with you. The bees use they, them pronouns because they're literally a collective. Unison. Buzzing is all we've ever known. Yeah. Okay. Lefty grumbled as he gathered his things and left. He still had a long day of classes ahead of him before he could finally get back to his dorm room and crash. As a culinary arts major, the first day was rather uneventful. Well, I mean, the first day was pretty uneventful. It's pretty uneventful for everybody. If you get a quiz on the first day of school, that's unusual. I'm so sorry. Okay. he managed to make it through all of his classes, fueled by coffee and irritation. I've made him so mad. I've made him so upset. Eventually, he was finally he practically ran back to his room when he was finally free from his last class. Intro to intro to burger. Okay. He reached for his door handle and found that it was already unlocked. Dun dun dun. My roommate must be here, he thought. And then we're gonna italicize because he's thinking. I hope they're normal. Lefty did not meet his roommate this morning, as they were... No, I need a reason for them to not meet. Oh, we could just do... I wonder why they weren't here this morning. And then we're gonna come up with an excuse. He swung open the door and his jaw dropped as he immediately recognized the mass of swarming bees. Before they had to do a last minute switch. I think maybe they just didn't like show up for all of the move-in stuff. Actually got randomly paired with something with a bee sting allergy. That's so good. Okay, he swung open the door and his jaw dropped as he immediately recognized the mass of swarming bees before him. You, Lefty exclaimed. Of all the people, swarms that it could have been, why did it have to be you and not the locust from my comms class? I'm so good at writing, guys. Pardon me, bit of a cough. I try and mute before you have to hear it. All right. Oh, the grouchy glove from ceramics. I wasn't expecting to see you here. We got transferred to this room last minute. Turns out our original roommate? Roommate? Why am I struggling so much? Oh my gosh. Is allergic to bees and wasps. Whatever. Lefty scoffed. Just stay on your side of the room. He pulled out his phone and started looking for earplugs on Amazon. He got the feeling that he would not be getting much sleep this semester. Yes, okay, okay. I think this is a good setup. I think we're getting there. Okay. Lefty. Lefty. I keep just putting left. I'm so bad at typing. I'm so bad. We're learning. We're learning. Okay. I mean, so far, so good. Sorry. The bees muttered. It's not like we can help it. You know, because we're bees. It's not like we can help the noise. I just keep enjoying peppering in the fact that there is a swarm of bees. How long is this song? Is this the same song? It's not. Feels like it is. Anyway. Just try to get some sleep anyway. The bees landed on a single bed in the corner of the room. That's right, because they have to share a bed. I already forgot what we were doing. I already forgot why we made them roommates. Wait. But that's my bed. Lefty said. Well, that can't be right. The bees buzzed. We specifically asked for our own bed. Trying to spend less time at the hive and grow as I don't know, as beeple? Are we making up the word beeple for this, or do we just say bees? Do we make up the word? Are we coining this for this? Are we gonna? Because we're gonna keep using it. And I think we kind of have to. And grow as the beeple, and grow as beeple, you know. Don't let me do this. Don't let me do this. I hate the way this cut off because the font is so big, but we have to live with this, I suppose. We have to live with this. Beeple. Yeah. So that means... Yes, it would seem that we only have one bed.
Grody.
Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Koizetsu, welcome. Here, let me give you a shout out. Let me give you a shouty outie. I hope you had a fantastic stream. What were y'all up to over there? Boy raid, hi, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here, let me get this shout out. I'm so good at typing. Welcome on in, everybody. We're doing some fan fiction. I had my viewers submit a bunch of characters and settings and fanfic tropes, and we're making them together. We're doing a community college AU for the hamburger helper mascot and a swarm of bees, enemies to lovers. So, writing actually nice. Well, I hope it went well. I hope you had a great stream. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm Grody. I don't normally do writing stuff. I usually do art and like gaming and stuff, but I thought it'd be a little fun to do a little bit of silly goofy fanfic time. And yeah, I don't think I'm a bad writer. I think I just don't know how to write fanfiction, and also it's really hard doing this while talking. I don't know how people do it. Okay, they only have one bed. That's where we're at. We're doing a gradual world-building series on Sundays. Making some nice progress on a sci-fi fantasy series. Nice. Oh, that sounds so cool. I love world building stuff. It's so fun. My best friend who's on here sometimes, they're super into world building. They tell me about all kinds of crazy stuff they're cooking on with like their space like graph charts and stuff like that. So it's all real cool. Trick is realizing that you talk way faster than you can write. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My mind and my mouth go 1,000,000 words per minute. And I am not very good at typing. Okay. There's only one bed. How are we gonna go from here? I think that Lefty the hamburger helper will not get on that bed with the bees. I think the bees have kind of already claimed that bed. We've kind of written Lefty as this like emo little shit. So I think that Lefty is probably going to try and sleep on, like, the floor. Or maybe he has a big hamburger. Maybe he got dinner earlier and he's gonna sleep on a hamburger. Because I feel like the hamburger helper can't be that big, right? Like, he's gotta be small. Use a drawing tablet. Your handwriting quality and speed are both way too slow to be great at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I feel that. Well, I used to take, like, super fast notes in class and stuff. Like, I can write really fast, but that doesn't mean anybody can read it. Does not mean anybody can read it. Okay. Lefty's face went white. Well, whiter than usual. He is just already white. I don't know how he would get whiter than usual, but he'll find a way. He'll find a way. He'll start like glowing in the dark. Anyway. Let's see. He already had such a long first day. And now he wouldn't even be able to drift off to sweet hamburger scented dreams in his own bed. That sounds kind of gross, actually. I think if I smelled the hamburger out of context, I would be alarmed. Just beef out of nowhere. Beef on the brain. Okay. To his horror, the bees were already sound asleep. It didn't look like there would be any chance of resolving this tonight. He sighed as he reached Well, we'll do lefty side. Lefty side as he reached into his bag. And pulled out the... What burger is he getting? Where does he get his burgers? He got his Taco Bell slider. No. Taco Bell sliders aren't even burgers. I hate that they call them that. Brain. And pulled out the hamburger he got for dinner at the... we'll just say he got it from the cafeteria. We had all kinds of, like, different food places on campus when I went to college. It was just, like, everything you could think of. Oh, Whataburger! I've never been to Whataburger. Does it look any good? Genuinely, I know nothing about it. Okay. Lefty sighed as he reached into his bag and pulled out the hamburger he got for dinner at the cafeteria. He lifted up the top bun and set it on the floor. Then he lifted up the... Then he grabbed the lettuce and pulled it over himself. At least he wouldn't be sleeping on the floor tonight. Protected by the thing he loves the most. Burger. Anyway. Whataburger's mid? Okay, that's what I guess. Because I've never heard anyone go, yeah, Whataburger's great. Like, people say good things about, like, Wendy's. People say good things about Arby's, even if maybe they shouldn't. Never heard anyone say anything about Whataburger. Sorry, I switched tenses here. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. I just kind of decided immediately that it would be past tense. We're just going with it. You love Whataburger? Sentences I've never heard in my life. Okay. I don't know. I don't go to a lot of burger places besides In-N-Out, because why would I go anywhere besides In-N-Out, you know? Good bunger. Good bunger. Okay. So that's gonna be day one. Should we go back and read through this again? Just to see how we did? Alright. It's better than Wendy's, okay. 'Cause I like Wendy's for a good a Frosty. I think a Frosties are pretty good. That's the main reason I would go. Okay. And that's it for today's lesson. Be sure to read the syllabus and get your materials before our next session. Lefty raised his thumb up to his mouth and yawned. Sitting through a 3-hour ceramics class and not actually doing anything was exactly how he wanted to spend his first morning of college at Grody University. 9 AM classes should be illegal if they aren't even related to his major. He slumped back into his chair and stared at the ceiling. This is going to be a long semester. He closed his eyes and massaged his temples with his big soft fingers to try to soothe his growing headache. A buzzing sound infiltrated his thoughts. He screwed his eyes shut even tighter to try to block out the unwelcome sound. Could you please knock that off, he grumbled, turning to the source. A swarm of bees was sitting next to him. We can't really help it, they swarmed in unison. We are literally a swarm of bees. Buzzing is all we've ever known. Lefty grumbled as he gathered his things and left. He still had a long day of classes ahead of him before he could finally get back to his dorm room and crash. He managed to make it through all of his classes, fueled by coffee and irritation. He practically ran back to his room when he was finally free from his last class, Intro to Burger. Add to the fic. Okay, we'll do that in a sec. I'm gonna get through the read-through and then we'll do stuff. He reached for his door handle and found that it was already unlocked. My roommate must be here, he thought. I hope they're normal. I wonder why they weren't here this morning. He swung open the door and his jaw dropped as he immediately recognized the mass of swarming bees before him. You, Lefty exclaimed. Of all the people, her swarms that it could have been? Why did it have to be you and not the locust from my comms class? Oh, the grouchy glove from ceramics. I wasn't expecting to see you here. We got transferred to this room last minute. Turns out our original roommate is allergic to bees and wasps. Whatever, Lefty scoffed. Just stay on your side of the room. He pulled out his phone and started looking for earplugs on Amazon. He got the feeling that he would not be getting much sleep this semester. Sorry, the bees muttered. It's not like we can help the noise, you know, because we're bees. Just try to get some sleep anyway. The bees landed on a single bed in the corner of the room. Wait, but that's my bed, Lefty said. Well, that can't be right, the bees buzzed. We specifically asked for our own bed, trying to spend less time at the hive and grow as people, you know? So that means, yes, it would seem that we only have one bed. Lefty, I keep calling him Left. Lefty's face went white. Well, whiter than usual. He already had such a long first day, and now he wouldn't even be able to drift off to sweet hamburger-scented dreams in his own bed. To his how about pickle-scented? How about pickle-scented? We talk about burger too much. Pickle-scented dreams in his own bed. To his horror, the bees were already sound asleep. It didn't look like there'd be any chance of resolving this tonight. Lefty sighed as he reached into his bag and pulled out the hamburger he got for dinner at the cafeteria. He lifted up the top bun and set it on the floor. Then he grabbed the lettuce and pulled it over himself. At least he wouldn't be sleeping on the floor tonight, protected by the thing he loved the most. Oh, beef-scented's good. Oh, you're so right. I kind of like pickle-scented, though. I think we keep beef-scented in our back pocket, and we'll come up later. Dude, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna drink so much water. Give me 1 second. Okay. I've been hydrated. Okay. Let's roll in. So I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm gonna roll a very real 3-sided dice. If it lands on 1, we will add a new character at this point in the story. If it lands on 2, we will change the setting. But this is a community college, so I think we'll make it work. If it lands on 3, we'll go back to the tropes, okay? Alright, what do we got? And roll! Dude, I don't actually know if it went. I don't think it did. Alright, it's rolling, it's rolling. And, oh, I have to press the stop button. It landed on 1. So we're gonna add a new character. We're gonna add a new character, okay. Let's go back to our list. So the other ones we had were several gnomes in a trench coat, Captain Crunch, Chuck E. Cheese. I like the refrigerator also. Ricotta cheese, Beethoven, a piranha plant grimace, the Hamburglar, microwave. Okay, I think what I'm gonna make another poll for who we're gonna add. Okay. Poll, new guy. Okay, let's put Sans in as an option. We'll put Sans. I think I will put the microwave in the fridge. Let's do Chuck E. Cheese. And then I can just write him like Sonic. I know what Sonic sounds like. And then for the last one, do we want gnomes? Do we want gnomes or do we want Scrappy Doo? I kind of want gnomes. I think the gnomes would be funny. Go, vote, be free. Microwave stands in the chat. Let's take a second and make sure we're on the right track before we say something that we both know we can't take back. Staying up till late, but we're still where we started. Same things, the same thing. Sorry guys, I'm like super congested right now. I keep muting. Of course, today I'm congested. It's allergy season. Actually, I think allergy season's like largely past, but still. Okay. See how the poll's doing. It looks like fridge and microwave are tied right now. Microwave is in the lead, pulling ahead. We just do like a little like dance party stream and I just do this the whole time for like 3 hours. I feel like I should have little bells on my hair. And then if you guys are ever like off topic or not paying attention, I could just go jingle, jingle, jingle. I think that'd be really good. I think that'd be a little funny. Didn't know you could vote 1,000,000 times. Yeah. No, you can. If you have points, you can just keep voting. Yeah, jingle jangle, pay attention. Actually, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I don't know. I could do that. I think if I had like a little like holiday outfit with the bells, and then I could just go jingle jingle. Think about it. I like that. I like that. Here, I'm gonna write that down. Oh, Bixby. Take a note. Jingle, jingle, jingle. It put a note on my phone now that says Uncle Jingle Jingle, but close enough. Did she get picked up, by the way? I have so many conversations with her. Okay. Let's see. The polls should be getting to the end. It is perfectly tied for microwave and fridge. I think it'd be really funny if someone dumped all their points into Chuck E. Cheese right now. I'm just saying. It'd be a little silly. Do you guys like that I can lean forward now, by the way? I can look at ya. Me when I... Okay, well, it is a dead tie between microwave and fridge. What if I just flip a coin? I think it'd be really funny if I picked fridge just to make Lucky Bucky sad. I won't do that, though. I'm just gonna flip a coin. Flip a coin. Heads for fridge, tails for microwave. Okay. It's heads. It's heads. I understand, Lucky Bucky. Hey, you know what? Next time. Okay. Okay, so this next scene, we have to add the fridge. I think they could either live next door or also be in the ceramics class. They could be the teacher. But I think it's more fun if they're a fellow student. Because they would absolutely also be on the culinary, like, cooking course. Maybe they're a friend that... I almost said Lucky, because I'm thinking of Lucky Bucky. They're a friend that Lefty makes in one of their cooking, like, their culinary classes. It'll be like Theory of Spatula or something. I think that would work. Okay, new day. Lefty struggled to keep his eyes open as his spatula theory professor droned on and on. I don't know what spatula theory would be. Maybe it's about like the wrist technique, but I just feel like that's a class he would go to, and maybe the fridge is taking it to fulfill some requirement. I don't know. Okay. Lefty struggled to keep his eyes open as a spatula theory professor droned on and on. I don't want to call them lab partners. They're not in a science class. His table mate, refrigerator. Fanfic about what? I had people submit things to make the fanfic about. So right now we're doing enemies to lovers between the hamburger helper mascot and a swarm of bees. So, which they've just made me add a refrigerator is what's happening currently to get you up to speed. Okay, his table mate refrigerator. What's he gonna do? I think fridge is like comforting, you know, that's the thing that keeps my food secure. And I think the fridge will help sort of Lefty feel more secure in himself throughout this. Why am I talking? It's a fridge. Why am I thinking so hard about this? It's a fridge. I'm his table-mate refrigerator. Poked him on the... Well, he doesn't have a shoulder. You can only add once? You shouldn't be able to. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. That is not what that redeem should look like. Let me look. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. There should have been a limit. It should have a 5-minute cooldown. There you go. There you go. It should be fixed now. Poked him on the knuckle. You doing okay, bro? Grody. Okay, we're gonna roll another one. We're gonna roll another one. Okay, again. I'm gonna roll a 3-sided die. 1, new character. 2, new setting. 3 is going to be we go back to the tropes list. Okay? To write about fridge, you must first establish fridge society. That's what's... Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to not spend an hour doing. Because if we get too far into it, I'm gonna be like, well, how are all of these things in a college together? Like, how are they sent to you? But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm rolling the dice. Okay. I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm rolling, I'm stopping. 2, okay. So we're gonna switch the setting. We're gonna switch the setting. I think I know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna have the fridge ask if Lefty wants to get some air. So going back to our setting list. We could take them to the beach where everyone sings. The science lab. The kitchen. Inside Grody's walls is still here also. Or a coffee shop. Or a hospital. I would prefer not to. I think that would get kind of sad. Okay, let me get the poll up. Alright, new poll. Where to, gang? So let's go beach where everyone sings. Because that's just in this universe, I guess. And it's too long to put in the poll, so it's just beach where everyone sing. We've got a kitchen. Grody's walls, I guess I will put. I think that's so dumb, but okay. we'll do something with it. Let's do coffee shop. I think the coffee shop could be funny because we could give the bees a part-time job. They make honey that goes in the drinks. And then we want to do the hospital for the last one. Or a science lab. Do we want the lab or do we want the hospital? I think we will put the hospital. 3 minutes. I put the wrong 2 in the poll title, excuse me. There you go. I feel like I'm such a good writer until I'm sitting here talking and having to do this stuff. Okay. They're losing me on this playlist so hard. Do we have to go back to Geometry Dash with the weird duck dub step? The duck dub step was kind of hype though, I'm not gonna lie. I guess you could say it was really quacking me up, right guys? Quacking me up, right guys? I need to be put down anyway. I'm stuck in the Spotify ad now. I forgot there were ads on this. I was like, ooh, I can just put this in Spotify and then I can just have a playlist ready to go. What's the poll looking like? Beach where everyone... Yeah. I see the 2 of you who put beach where everyone sings. I'm side-eyeing you. Coffee shop? Okay, okay. Like, I'm down for it. It's just like, I'm gonna have to come up with lyrics, and it's gonna be all over the place. I will just force things to rhyme, and you will all hate it. Oh my gosh. I can say quacking me up, but if you say hands-on, then it's a problem. Yes, thank you for understanding. I get to make the bad jokes. Streamer privilege, thank you. You're poor after trying to make microwave. Do you guys want me to turn off the point votes so that Sherry can't just pick everything? We aren't ready for beach where everyone sings. Is that more for later when they're getting their feelings out? Ow. Okay, yeah, I deserve that anyway. Okay, coffee shop is considerably winning unless someone wants to put a lot of points into something else. So I think what's gonna happen is Fridge is gonna ask Lefty if he wants to get some air. And then they're gonna end up at the coffee shop. And they're gonna run into a familiar face. I think we're gonna have them... we're gonna have like a moment where Lefty kind of opens up and vents to Fridge for a little bit because I think that would be good for Lefty. That would be good for Lefty, the hamburger helper mascot. And then they'll have that moment while they're waiting in line, and then they'll get to the counter and see the barista. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, not... okay. Well, I have to do that now. I sigh deeply. Okay, the barista. The jokes just make themselves at this point. You're gonna get me? You can't ban me. You can't ban me from my own house. Thank you. You can ban me from your house later and I would understand. Okay, this one's kind of a... Alright, coffee shop. Let's go. Let's go. You doing okay, bro? Well, I think I have to write refrigerator the whole time because I've established that's his name, and we need to, like... I need them to get closer before Lefty gives him a nickname and just calls him Fridge, right? I'm gonna shoot her refrigerator. I think refrigerator's a girl fridge. Yeah, it's a girl fridge. Anyway. I'm losing my mind. You doing okay, bro? Refrigerator asked. What's got your... what's a good... Trying to think of a burger joke here. Someone put onions on your patty? You know, because onions make you cry. Anyway. And, Lefty goes, I'm just totally exhausted. Lefty side. We're gonna do like a side counter at the end of this. What's got your buns twisted? That makes me sad though. I don't want to picture like a perfectly good hamburger bun like demolished. How about just someone been cutting onions again? What's burn your beef? You guys are better at this than me, god damn it. I'm just totally exhausted, Lefty side. My new roommate is so loud. And I don't even have a bed to relax in yet. Actually, no, we'll do this. Hold on. Let's get them. I have to get them to the coffee shop first. Why don't we go get some air after class? Lefty nodded. Yeah, I'd really like that. Okay. So now they're outside. They're at the coffee shop. And I just don't get why they... Why they can't buzz more quietly. Lefty complained as the two of them entered the campus coffee shop. Okay. So he's gonna complain. How about Fridge is trying to like get them to like turn back around on the bees, you know? You know, they can't help it, Lefty. Fridge said. Try to think of things from their perspective. I can spell so good. From their perspective, dude, my brain is gone. It's been some years since I had to write anything. It's been a while. I'm old. I am almost 26 years old and I am writing Hamburger Helper fanfiction. Thank you. Try to think of things from their perspective. It's probably not easy being away from their hive for the first time. Deep down, you know we can't work. I'm a sentient glove and you're a swarm of bees. Well, we didn't say it was forbidden love. You can't forget, guys. The goal is enemies to lovers. That is where we are going. Too many people submitted it for us not to. It is going to happen. We have to get them to develop a little. We have to get some scenes. I think we get a really good scene in ceramics class. Maybe we have a little ghost moment, you know? We have a ghost moment between the Hamburger Helper and a swarm of bees. Anyway. Okay. Try and think of things from their perspective. I do appreciate, by the way, that when I brush my bangs out of my head, it's in the right spot. Anyway. Because I have new hair. I have new hair. Nothing else has changed, okay, guys? Nothing else. I just have new hair. Not cool that they just took the bed like that, though. So I think that the bees are not jerks. I think the reason they took the bed, they just accidentally fell asleep right away because they were busy working at the coffee shop all day and they were tired. It makes sense now. Yes? I have no idea what you clipped. I'm gonna look back at this. I'm gonna forget like everything I said. I'm gonna look back on the stream in a few days and see all the clips. I'm gonna go, who let me talk? To be fair, that's what I do with normal clips, to be fair. Simply how it goes. Okay. Yeah, like, at least, like, we could have at least discussed it first. Like, maybe I can have it on weekends and holidays. I don't know why I capitalize weekends. Like, yeah, they get shared custody of the bed. And let me get a new character. Hello. Can I take your I do not want to be in overwrite mode. What is this? No, shim. Hi there. What can I get for you today? The barista asked. Wait, I'm gonna have them break the fourth wall for a second. I'm sorry, I know it's so cheesy. It's just, I gotta. Wait a minute. Barista? Lefty gasped. It's you! I'm sorry. Could you guys just like indulge me for a second? I thought it was funny. I'm gonna put a they made it to the front of the line as Lefty continued to complain. Yeah. Except beer, it sounds like it's alcohol, however. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I was like, how can we fix this? Thank you, Cherry. Thank you. The barista. Yeah. The bee barista, not beer. Yeah, wait a minute. Barista, Lefty gasped. It's you. Oh. Hi, Rumi. The bees buzzed sheepishly. I want a comma here, actually. I guess we probably would have run into each other here eventually, huh? Whatever. I think he's not going to be open to a discussion right now. He's been venting. I think he's still kind of mad about it. Whatever. Lefty scoffed. I'll take a, oh, we have to come up with a coffee order for Lefty. We're just gonna suspend our disbelief and assume that this coffee shop has like beef juice on tap, okay? How about I'll take a mocha beef how do I spell a beefacino? I'll take a mocha beefacino with an extra shot of espresso. Beef juice. Any beef juice drinkers in chat? I'll take a, yeah, how do we feel about a mocha beefacino? I need to look at, how do you spell cappuccino? Oh, there's a U in it. There's a U in it. Beef, it'd be like a beefacino. Yes? I think that seems correct. I think that's how that would be spelled. I'll take a mocha beefacino with an extra shot of espresso. Right away, sir. The bees muttered. Do we have the bees? I'm trying to decide if maybe the bees cover it as an apology for what happened with the bed. I think they would feel bad about the bed, right? Because we have to like push them together at some point. I think we kind of start planning that now. And then we'll do Lefty and refrigerator got a table and waited. Lefty tapped his fingers so impatiently on the table the whole time that it trying to think, it's not gonna drown out the bee sounds. That the sound was almost on par. The sound almost matched. Sound almost matched the volume of the buzzing coming from behind the counter. Which was very impressive considering how soft his gloved fingers were. Oh god, is there... Okay. We need to figure something out. We're talking about Lefty the hamburger helper, right? Is he just a glove, or is there a hand underneath? Because I don't like the idea that you can lift up the glove and there's a hand just underneath it this whole time. That is upsetting to me. And I don't want to keep picturing it. Nope. How soft his... I'm just gonna say he's a glove. How soft his glove fingers were. What's maybe wool? I don't know what his glove would be made out of. I'm just gonna say his fingers are made of wool. For my sanity, okay? Okay? I'm putting my foot down. I'm putting my glove down. There's no hand under there. Okay. The bees worked busily on their drink. When it was finished, they called Lefty back up to the counter. Look, I'm really sorry about what happened with the bed last night. The bees buzzed. I saw your squished hamburger bed on the floor they're a swarm. We saw your squished hamburger bed on the floor when we woke up and realized what happened. We had a long day and an even longer shift that day. An even longer shift that night. What do you mean there's lore? What do you mean there's lore, Cherry? I'm clicking on this. Hamburger Helper reveals the horrifying truth of what's inside Lefty's glove. We didn't need to see this, no. Have you ever wondered about the correct anatomy of Hamburger Helper's weird mascot? Unfortunately, yes. A four-fingered glove with a face named Lefty? If so, there's finally an answer. The question was first posed to Twitter a few days ago. Does the helper have a skull? Does it have any bones? Does it have any limbs? The replies were super creepy. Oh my gosh, sorry, I have a speech thing. On Monday, the Twitter account for Hamburger Helper posted a photo that was intended to clear things up. Okay. I have extractors blocked, so I can't see it, but I will turn them on for this. Oh! Oh! This is worse than I could have imagined. I'm gonna copy and paste this image into the document, and we're all gonna be sad about it together. I would like to go home, and I'm already home currently. I would like to go home more. I would like there to be another level so I could just go home again. Anyway, this is fan fiction, so that's not in my AU. Not in my that thing doesn't exist AU, thank you. That's what this is now. It's a that thing doesn't exist AU. We had a long day of classes and an even longer shift afterwards. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. So we just sort of passed out. The bees chuckled awkwardly as they handed Lefty his drink. So this one's on me. Okay? On us. Sorry, I keep forgetting there are a swarm of bees. There's a bunch of them. On us, okay? We're really sorry, dude. Lefty looked at the drink for a second before sighing and taking it. This dude sighs so much. I'm sorry. It's just like I have this like emo vision of the hamburger helper in my head. Because that's just what being like late teens, early 20s does to you. Anyway. That's what college does to you. You hope the bees decapped Lefty? No, that's not what Lefty ordered. Listen, it's not a good peace offering, I would say. I guess I can understand. Let's just talk about it later. Okay. The bees... the top half of the swarm nodded. The top half of the swarm flew up and down in a nodding motion. Perfect. Okay. What do you mean Lefty has a rap album? I don't want to learn more things about the hamburger helper, actually. I think I've learned too much already. Okay. As Lefty left the coffee, I'm just gonna, should we just change it to a cafe so I don't have to write that every time? Oh, I don't remember how to do accent marks on a Windows keyboard. Okay, never mind. As Lefty left the shop with refrigerator, he took a sip of his drink. There was something sweet in there that he wasn't used to tasting in his what else? I'm trying to, it's like not in his normal order. There was something sweet in there that he normally didn't taste in his usual drink of choice. He smiled at the sweet. There was a flavor. It's like a reveal. There was a flavor in there that he normally didn't taste in his usual drink of choice. He smiled at the sweetness of honey. Yes, good. That's a scene. That's a scene right there. Do you want to take link perps? Because I'm not clicking on that. I don't want Hamburger Helper to restrict the streams. Oh my gosh. So when I was moving a bunch of my VODs over to YouTube, because Twitch said, no, we're going to delete everything. We're going to delete everything. I had 2 videos get restricted as to like what regions you could watch them in. One of them you can only watch in the United States. It's blocked from every other region. And another one, you can watch it in every region except for the United States. It was just so funny to me. So no, I'm not clicking on Lefty's mixtape. I'm afraid. I don't know what that is. I don't know if Hamburger Helper is gonna get me for that. They're gonna cook me into a little gurger, a little graham burger. Some mac and grease. Okay, that's a scene. That's a scene to me though, right? Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. So this was where we finished reading the first time. So let's go back. Lefty struggled to keep his eyes open as his spatula theory professor droned on and on. His table-mate, Refrigerator, poked him on the knuckle. You doing okay, bro? Refrigerator asked. Someone been cutting onions again? Why don't we go get some air after class? Lefty nodded. Yeah, I'd really like that. And I just don't get why they can't buzz more quietly, Lefty complained as the two of them entered the campus coffee shop. You know they can't help it, Lefty, Fridge said. Try to think of things from their perspective. It's probably not easy being away from their hive for the first time. Not cool that they just took the bed like that, though. Yeah, like we could have at least discussed it first. Like maybe I can have it on weekends and holidays. They made it to the front of the line as Lefty continued to complain. Hi there, what can I get for you today? The Beerista asked. Wait a minute, Beerista, Lefty gasped. It's you. Oh, hi, roomie, the bees buzzed sheepishly. I guess we probably would have run into each other here eventually, huh? Whatever, Lefty scoffed. I'll take a mocha beefacino with an extra shot of espresso. Right away, sir, the bees muttered. Lefty and Refrigerator got a table and waited. Lefty tapped his fingers so impatiently on the table that... Lefty tapped his fingers impatiently on the table with so much force that the sound almost matched the volume of the buzzing coming from behind the counter, which was very impressive. Yeah, this should be one sentence. Which was very impressive considering how soft his wool fingers were. The bees worked busily on their drink. When it was finished... Oh, worked busily on his drink. On his drink. This is Lefty's drink. When it was finished, they called Lefty back up to the counter. Look, I'm really sorry about what happened with the bed last night, the bees buzzed. We saw your squished hamburger bed on the floor when we woke up and realized what happened. We had a long day of classes and an even longer shift afterwards, so we just sort of passed out. The bees chuckled awkwardly as they handed Lefty his drink. So this one's on us, okay? We're really sorry, dude. Lefty looked at the drink for a second before sighing and taking it. I guess I can understand. Let's just talk about it later, okay? The top half of the swarm flew up and down in a nodding motion. As Lefty left the shop with Refrigerator, he took a sip of his drink. There was a flavor in there that he normally didn't taste in his usual drink of choice. He smiled at the sweetness of honey. Yes? Okay, good. Okay, and we're adding some stuff here. I'm gonna roll the dice again. For what we're gonna add. I'm rolling. And it's gonna be a 3. Okay, so we're gonna add a new trope to the mix. I love this. This could go so many places. Okay, what do we got on the list? We have... Okay, we have the Magical Girl AU. New poll. What do? I will hydrate, thank you. Alright, okay. Whew. I am hydrated now. I need to get my my mug back on my hand. Because I've been drinking with my left hand instead of my right hand. And I only have the mug like that shows up on my right hand when I do hydrate. Because then I can go like, you know? I gotta put it on the other one. Or just use my other hand again. Either way. Okay. What do? So for the tropes, let's do Magical Girl AU. Which there's many different ways that could go. We're already kind of doing the coffee shop. We already did There Was Only One Bed. We could do CPR, kiss. Lovers to enemies is on here. We have to get to lovers first. I don't know if I can put that yet. We have Spy falls in love with Mark. Spy. I'm just gonna put Spy / their Mark. We can do enemies to more to enemier. We can just make them hate each other more. What else? What else was in here? I think those were the main ones. I'm trying to think if I want to put any in here. Oh wait, the cheating. Oh, hold on, we can get there. I'm gonna get rid of enemies to enemier. I forgot we also have okay, what else? Accidental identity reveal I'm holding on to because it goes with the two of the other ones. Assigned to project team. Okay, yeah, because we could assign them to the same project in their ceramics class. Or do we want to do heist partners? I'm gonna get rid of they're not together yet. I'm gonna get rid of cheating because I'd have to speed things up. Let's do heist partners. I don't know what the heist is yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna do Magical Girl AU, CPR Kiss, Spy and Mark, assigned to project or heist partners. Yes, poll, go. Pause your piano practice to open this. Let's go. Hi, Fury. Oh, you're the one that made me drink. I didn't look over yet. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I did need that. Oh, I could be drinking. I made a float. I made a Conky Cola and a vanilla ice cream float before stream. It's weirdly clear right now. I don't know why it settled like that. It is not Coca-Cola colored at all. Lovers to enemy or lovers. Yeah, there was like one of those in there, but we have to get them to lovers first. Right now, they are barely friends. It's going. We need some development to happen first. It is tied right now in the poll between Magical Girls, group project, like assigned to a project together, or heist partners. So if no one breaks the tie, I guess I can roll the dice again. I'm not vibing with this. Give me another. The feel-good sounds is just not... Oh, there's a gaming playlist. Ooh, should we check out the gaming playlist? Is this gaming music? Is this gamer? Hi, Hazel. Welcome to my twisted mind. I'm gonna make these bees and this hamburger helper kiss, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think that their relationship is developing in a positive direction, though. But you guys are just gonna want me to ruin it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll get there. What if I just go like, oh, guys, I'm so tired. We have to end stream there, like, as soon as we get to the part that I want. You'd never know. You'd never know. I mean, I guess you would now because I said it, but you'd never know. Yeah, this is a gamer song for sure. You don't know what this fanfiction is about? Okay, recap, because we're 2 hours in now. Recap. This is about Lefty, the hamburger helper mascot, and a swarm of bees. And they are in a ceramics class together, and there are also roommates, and there is only one bed. They're in a ceramics class, they're roommates, there's only one bed. They did not get off on a good start. Because Lefty is very annoyed by the constant buzzing sound, but the bees cannot help it because they are literally a swarm of bees. Okay, it looks like there is a tie right now between the Magical Girl AU and assigned to a project. One of these is very easy, another of these I have to start world building, unfortunately. Heist partners, let's go. Okay. We did come up with a heist for them. Do the bees ask Lefty if they like jazz? B-movie reference banned. Do you guys... When I was moving all of my VODs over to YouTube, I had to, like, look at the B-movie VOD again, and I had to remember that that game existed and that I played the whole thing. And that I replayed a good, like, amount of time of gameplay because it crashed. I'd removed it from my head. I hadn't thought about it in so long. Okay, heist partners. We have to come up with a heist for them. You loved the B-movie game as a kid? I'm so sorry. Okay. When I think of a heist, I immediately think of like they're stealing a jewel from the museum. They're stealing a giant gemstone, but we can do a smaller heist. Maybe they steal a bed. What if they steal a bed for Lefty so he can finally have a bed in his room, right? They steal a bed. Maybe the heist isn't successful though, and they can't actually get it. And then they just suck it up and they get in the bed together. Think about it. Think about it. There's still the answers for the ceramics test. True. I just feel like the bed thing would be kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. 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 So this was our last scene. I'm just gonna start doing page breaks for scenes because it makes sense to me. This is kind of like where our little chapters would be. Page break. I haven't used LibreOffice before, so this is new to me. Let me just go add page breaks to the other scenes real quick. You know, I'll do it next time we like recap and read through. I don't want to go back up there now. We've written so much, actually. I didn't realize. I guess it has been like 2 hours. Okay, new scene. I think Lefty is going to be on the phone with like the housing people. I don't know what to call them. We'll just call them the like what would the housing department be called? Just the housing department? We'll figure it out. What do you mean there's no more beds? Lefty. I can't go with side again. Student services, thank you, Tal. I don't think that's what student services does. It'd be resident services. It's resident services. Yes, we combined the brain cells. We got there eventually. What do you mean there's no more beds? Lefty. What's the vibe here? Lefty huffed. He had been trying to explain the situation to his RA, who simply kept shaking their head. No, who simply shook their head. I'm sorry, dude. We just don't have enough to go around. I'd have to fill out a ton of paperwork to have a new one brought in. The bees probably need a lot of beds. Oh my gosh, imagine if it was a bunch of tiny, teeny, tiny ones. Can they go rob a toy store instead and get a bunch of Polly Pocket beds? Okay. Yeah, okay. But isn't... We have to come up with a hall... I'm gonna say that there's a different residence hall that is, like, closed right now because they're doing renovations. But isn't... What are we calling this hall? What are we calling it? But isn't... Hot Dog Hall totally empty right now? I thought they were only renovating the lobby. So there would totally be beds there, wouldn't there? So there would be totally... There would totally be beds there, right? Yeah. I like this. I like this. I like this. Again. Paperwork. Just try to figure something out until I can get this sorted. His RA then hopped on a skateboard and rolled away down the hall. Cowabummer, dude! He shouted over his shoulder as he disappeared into the elevator. Just try to figure something out for now. We should have a Saturdays for the boys make a can. No, we can't keep bringing up Saturdays for the boys because then I have to explain it every single time about the guys in our hall in college who wrote Saturdays for the boys on their door with a Sharpie, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing because they just directly damaged school property, and the RAs had to deal with it. Completely separate from the incidents where they set off firecrackers in our dorm. Hated those guys. Anyway. Not for, like, doing dumb stuff. Like, that's what college is for. But because they tried to cover it up with Febreze and just sprayed it all over the floor. Terrible, terrible idea. Anyway. Febreze and smoke don't go well together. Anyway. But isn't that your job? I'm graduating soon. The only job I have is making it through the hell of academia. Yeah, there we go. He's already then hopped on a skateboard and rolled away down the hall. Cowabummer, dude. Okay. 2 different kinds of Febreze, yeah, no. Horrible mixture of smells. If you burn something, just don't pull out the Febreze. Like, worst thing you can do. So what is this song? I'm not feeling the gaming playlist. What else do we have? We could go back to Geometry Dash. There's sad boy sounds. Maybe if we get... Oh, wait, there's a coffee vibes. Coffee chill morning vibes. That's on topic. That's on theme. What do we got? Is that coffee? Is that coffee? Is that the vibe? Is that a coffee vibe? I don't know. Okay. Lefty made it back into his room and slammed the door shut behind him. He leaned against the door and slid onto the floor. His burying his face into his large, soft thumb. Have a character who talks in faux, pseudo-old English? No, I don't want to... That's so much work. I can, like, read one of these in a funny accent. I could be like a "Kawabama, good sir," yeah, but I'm not writing that. I don't know why I just kind of decided this was in California, I guess. Sorry, that's my bias. It's what I know. Because, like, the RA getting on a skateboard and just saying "Cowabummer, dude," that's your problem? California. Just add "eth" to everything? Oh, no. Cowabummer, dude, eth. What's up? The swarm of bees buzzed. Did he say he could fix it? I'm trying to think about how how the hamburger helper hand would shake his head, because he kind of is just a head. Would he just wiggle his fingers sadly from side to side? Lefty sadly swayed his fingers from side to side. Hold on, this should be on another line. Nope. Looks like I'm on my own. Lefty side. We're gonna do a side counter at the end. It's just so good for him, you know? Looks like I'm on my own lefty side. Well, not entirely. The bees buzzed encouragingly. It's not telling me I spelled it wrong, so I will move on. Is there anything we could do to help? Not unless you're a fan of breaking and entering. Well, sorry. I'm just thinking now about all the wasps that get in through my window. The bees would be very good at breaking and entering. And have a passion for moving furniture. Well, no, don't. I don't know what that hotkey is I keep pressing. Okay, strokes my chin, strokes my chin, strokes my chin. This is where it thinks my chin is right now. I'll fix it later. Okay. Trying to think about... Well, I'm no stranger to getting... Sorry, I forgot. I forgot bees. They're plural. Well, we're not strangers to getting caught in places we shouldn't be. One of us got trapped between us, got trapped in a sliding door. Sliding glass door the other week. Okay, so yeah, this is the setup for the heist. They're gonna go steal a bed. Okay. Lucky, not Lucky, Lefty. I keep saying Lucky because Lucky Bucky is in my chat. Lefty's face lit up as he had an idea. Okay, and now we're gonna cut. We're gonna cut. New scene, we're gonna cut. They're gonna be outside of the hot dog hall, okay? And what's gonna happen is, I think Lefty is going to... You're inside my brain, you are. Lefty is going to have the bees distract the people doing renovations because, oh, there's a swarm of bees. Oh no, oh no. And then they're gonna go inside. They're gonna use that to slip inside, go to where the bed is, and then the bees are gonna come in through the window and pick up the bed, and they're gonna try and get it out the window, which may or may not work. I think they're gonna do this whole heist and the bed's not gonna fit through the window and they're not gonna be able to finish this plan. And then they're just gonna have to share the bed. They're just gonna suck it up and share the bed because they had a bonding experience and they worked together on something. That's my thought. That is my thought. I am developing these characters, these very serious characters of the hamburger helper and a swarm of bees. Okay. Insert. Page break. Okay. The birds chirped over the sounds of No, I don't think it'd be like full on. Well, I guess they're totally renovating the downstairs, like the lobby. The morning birds chirped over the sounds of construction equipment at Hot Dog Hall. We didn't come up with a name for the dorm that they live in. I guess we haven't needed to. It hasn't been important. But that is something we could also think about. Okay. The morning birds chirped over the sounds of construction equipment at Hot Dog Hall. Okay. You remember the plan. Right? Lefty asked. Yep. Don't worry about us. The bees buzzed. If there's one thing we've learned from you, it's that we're really good at being a distraction. Yes. Because they've been annoyed by them this whole time. And this is how Lefty learns to appreciate the thing that they hate about the bees, which is that they can't help but buzz all the time because they're bees. Okay. It's that we're really good at being distracting. Lefty felt a little bad at hearing that the bees took their noise complaints to heart. Do bees have hearts? I don't know how bees work. Do bees have heart? Does bee have? I'm looking this up. I need to know this. Do bees have hearts? Like, not really, right? What would the equivalent be? Because, like, they wouldn't. To their circulatory tubes? We're just gonna keep the turn of phrase for now and not think too hard about it. Lefty felt a little bad at hearing that the bees took their noise complaints to heart. But he had to focus on their mission right now. The two split up and got ready to move. Sure thing. Or how about, yeah, give me a second. I left it out here. A construction worker called over his shoulder as he exited the building. The bees, they wouldn't leap into action. They flew into action, buzzing as loudly as they could as they swarmed around the worker's head. This poor guy. It's fine. They wouldn't sting him. It's fine. Unless this is the guy who was allergic at the beginning. No, we're not doing that. The bees flew into action, buzzing as loudly as they could as they swarmed around the worker's head. He screamed in delight because it turns out he screamed in delight because he was secretly, I'm sorry, I'm adding a little something funny. He was secretly an amateur entomologist. This is the one about bugs and not the one about words. Yes, yes. I know these things, but also in my brain, I need to double check things like 5 times. It is the way I am wired. Is it ento? No, etymology is words. You're right. You're right. Oh my gosh. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Yes. You're right. Because he was secretly an amateur entomologist. His co-worker heard the screaming and came out to see what all the commotion was about. I almost felt lucky again. Lefty took this opportunity to slip into the door. Without being noticed. And he ran upstairs to the dorm rooms. Okay, yeah, he's in the building. He is in the building. The heist is happening. The plan was to find an unused bed and have the bees work together to carry it out of the window and back to their residence hall. He ran into the first unlocked room he found and swung the window open. He took in a deep breath and made the sound of a what is their signal? What is their signal that the window is open? It could be a bird call. He made the sound of a bottlenose dolphin. A buzz, a bee sound. Oh, yeah. He took in a deep breath and made a long buzzing sound to signal to the swarm that the next phase of their plan could begin. Was starting. Yes, okay. Okay, they're starting the next phase of their plan. The bees removed themselves from the worker and flew up to the window. So far, so good, Lefty said. The thrill of burglary, the thrill of committing theft against his school was making his beef-filled blood pump. What's the bees? It's just a swarm of bees. They don't have a name. They're just a swarm of bees. Don't worry about it. Okay. Should we go with committing theft or committing burglary? I don't know what the better term is there. We'll leave it for now. Or just committing a crime. His bee-filled blood pump. Beeglery, stop it. Okay. The bees noticed him smiling for once and buzzed happily as well. What if every bed had their own name and whenever someone asked them their name, they just listed a bunch of names? What? Bee! If every bee had their own name, I was like, why would the bed have so many if they each have one? Like, do they steal the names of everyone who sleeps in them? That makes more sense. I was worried for a second. I was like, what's happening here? Where did that come from? Anyway. Okay. The bees noticed him smiling for once and buzzed happily as well. Lefty put his gingers, his fingers under the bed and began to lift as the bees used their many legs to grab the top. To grab the bed frame. Put his fingers under the mattress and began to lift as the bees used their many legs to grab the bed frame. Together, they hoisted the bed up into the air and towards the window. Bonk. I do not think it's gonna fit out this window. Soon they would be... Soon, their heist would come to a close. And the sweet prize of even sweeter dreams would be theirs. Thunk. The bed smacked against the window frame as they tried to remove it from the room. Okay. Holding Grody at gunpoint to write this fanfic. What caliber am I using? What? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Bed smacked against the window frame as they tried to remove it from the room. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully. Nope. Remove. As they tried to unsuccessfully fit the bed through the tiny window frame. Eventually, they had to call it quits. There was no way the bed was going to fit. Okay. The bees lifted Lefty and flew away from Hot Dog Hall. The birds lifted Lefty and they flew away from Hot Dog Hall together. Yes. Okay. Lefty frowned as he watched the bed get smaller and smaller in the distance. As he watched the bed through the open window, getting Lefty frowned as he watched the bed through the open window get further from his reach every second. Okay, heist unsuccessful. Okay, yeah, that's our heist. They failed. They couldn't get it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a page break here for a new scene. We done did it. We done did it. Here, let me... I do still want to go add page breaks for the other scenes. Here, fix this a little bit. They had one bed. Okay, and then page break here is a new scene. Just for my sanity to help organize things. This is also one scene, but it's short, so it can stay together. Okay. I think we've made some good progress. Okay. Do we have a scene with them in bed now together? Because they only have one bed. They were unable to get a second bed. Here, let me read back on this last part. Okay. What do you mean there's no more beds? Lefty huffed. He had been trying to explain the situation to his RA, who simply shook their head. Well, his head. I think I key him the RA later, just for consistency. I'm sorry, dude. We just don't have enough to go around. I'd have to fill out a ton of paperwork to have a new one brought in. But isn't Hot Dog Hall totally empty right now? I thought I thought they were only renovating the lobby, so there were totally beds there, right? Again, paperwork. So there would be extra. Let's not do totally twice. I'm sorry, I said it was California, but we'll only do totally twice. But isn't Hot Dog Hall totally empty right now? I thought they were only renovating the lobby, so there would be extra beds there, right? Again, paperwork. Just try to figure out something. Just try to figure something out for now. But isn't that your job? I'm graduating soon. The only job I have is making it through the hell of academia. His RA then hopped on a skateboard and rolled away down the hall. Cow a bummer, dude, he shouted over his shoulder as he disappeared into the elevator. Lefty made it back to his room and slammed the door shut behind him. He leaned against the door and slid onto the floor, burying his face into his large, soft thumb. What's up? The swarm of bees buzzed. Did he say he could fix it? Lefty sadly swayed his fingers from side to side. Nope, looks like I'm on my own, Lefty sighed. Well, not entirely, the bees buzzed encouragingly. Isn't there anything we could do to help? Not unless you're a fan of breaking and entering and have a passion for moving furniture. Well, we're no strangers to getting caught in places we shouldn't be. One of us got trapped in a sliding glass door the other week. Lefty's face lit up as he had an idea. The morning birds chirped over the sounds of construction equipment at Hot Dog Hall. Okay, you remember the plan, right? Lefty asked. Yep, don't worry about us, the bees buzzed. If there's one thing we've learned from you, it's that we're really good at being distracting. Lefty felt a little bad at hearing that the bees took their noise complaints to heart. Bees took his noise complaints to heart. But he had to focus on their mission right now. The two split up and got ready to move. Yeah, give me a second, I left it out here, a construction worker called over his shoulder as he exited the building. The bees flew into action, buzzing as loudly as they could as they swarmed around the worker's head. He screamed in delight because he was secretly an amateur entomologist. His coworker heard the screaming and came out to see what all the commotion was about. Lefty took this opportunity to slip into the door without being noticed, and he ran upstairs to the dorm rooms. The plan was to find an unused bed and have the bees work together to carry it out of the window and back to the residence hall. He ran into the first unlocked room he found and swung the window open. He took in a deep breath and made a long buzzing sound to signal to the swarm that the next phase of their plan was beginning. The bees removed themselves from the worker and flew up to the window. So far so good, Lefty said. The thrill of committing a crime against his school was making his bee-filled blood pump. The bees noticed him smiling for once and buzzed happily as well. Lefty put his fingers under the mattress and began to lift as the bees used their many, many legs to grab the bed frame. Dude, I can't talk anymore. Together, they hoisted the bed up into the air and came to... I'm gonna drink water real quick. This will fix me. Okay. Together, they hoisted the bed up into the air and towards the window. Soon, their heist would come to a close, and the sweet prize of even sweeter dreams would be theirs. Thunk. The bed smacked against the window frame as they tried to remove it from the room. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully fit the bed through the tiny window frame. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully rotate the bed. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully rotate the bed so it would slide through, but with no luck. Through the window frame. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully rotate the bed so it would slide through the window frame, but with no luck. Eventually, they had to call it quits. There was no way the bed was going to fit. The bees lifted Lefty, and they flew away from Hot Dog Hall together. Lefty frowned as he watched the bed through the open window get further from his reach every second. Okay, that's our heist. That's our heist. We did it. I've been playing a lot of Honkai Star Rail lately. That's in my brain always. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I don't like that Mem talks in full sentences now, by the way. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that development. Should have just kept going. Okay. So now we need them to share the bed. We need them to, like, realize. By the time they made it back to... Made it... I don't think they would fight over the bed at this point. I think they're just both way too tired. I think they're beyond that. By the time they made it back to their room, the pair were exhausted. It was now quite late, and they spent... and they used up a lot of energy on their failed heist. What's up, Cherry? What's going on? What's going on, Cherry? Ship name is Beyond Beef. Stop. It could just be beef. Like, with a dash. Like beef. Beef. BF. Oh my gosh. Would Lefty be the bee's BF? Okay, By the time they made it back to the room, the pair were exhausted. It was now quite late, and they used up a lot of energy on their failed heist. They looked at the lone bed in their room and both sighed. Well, I can't sleep on the floor forever. Lefty said. What are we going to do? How about... But it was too late. The bees had already collapsed into a little pile on the left side. Oh wait, no. On the right side of the bed, cause Lefty, he should go on the left side. He should go on the left side. Okay. Lefty was about to wake them back up, but remembered how it isn't overtime. I'm struggling. This is hard. But remembered how much work they had put into trying to help him today. He sighed once more, this time in resignation, as he also flopped down onto the bed. As he drifted to sleep, the gentle buzzing of tired bees became white noise in his white ears. No, became white noise. Became white noise surrounding him as he too drifted off into dreamland. Yeah. The gentle buzzing of tired bees became white noise surrounding him as he too drifted off. That's fine. That works. They did it. We got them into a bed together. It only took us like 3 hours, but they got into a bed together. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure where to go from here. Like, they're not lovers yet. I know that's like the thing we wanted, but it's developing. They don't hate each other anymore. They're obviously putting up with each other. They're obviously on good terms. You know, he had that nice honey beefacino. They're learning to appreciate each other. Yeah. No, I think this was the arc we were supposed to take. I think this is where we were always meant to end up. Okay, where do I want to go from here? Okay, so they don't hate each other now. Do we put them back in ceramics class? Do we, like, this is their arrangement. Maybe a few weeks go by. Yeah, I think we get them thinking about each other. I think in the ceramics class, like I was saying, they can have that ghost moment. Because we established that they were in ceramics at the beginning, so I think we go back. Yeah, hold on. Let me do a new page. Yeah, Fridge has to do more. Fridge will come back, I promise. We will have Fridge come back. Okay. Ow. Thank you for the bits. Love is in the air. And hitting me in the face. Oh my gosh. Okay, eat some. Hump. Oh, they're gone. I was like, can I catch them in my mouth? I was too late. I missed all of them. That is my actual reaction time when I do any sort of physical activity. You throw a ball at me, I'll that one video with the person, or like the GIF where someone throws the ball and the hand comes up like after it's gone. That's me. Okay. With the power of bits, we will make love happen. A few weeks passed as they fell into a routine together. Sorry, there's a cat screaming out of my window right now. The cat does not want this to happen. The cat is not a fan of my OTP. A few weeks passed, they fell into a routine together. They parted ways each morning to go about their... Maybe they get to know each other during this a little bit. They parted ways each morning to go about their busy days before sharing their bed each night. I think like maybe they take this time and they can like talk a little bit at night and get to know each other better. Okay. They got to know each other more in the moments before they drifted off. Lefty learned that the swarm was majoring in business in order to give control of honey distribution. In order to... Yeah, hold on. In order to get control of honey distribution back into the many tiny hands of bees worldwide. It was a lofty goal, but an admirable one, Lefty decided. He shared more about his past. I'm trying to think about like what his deal is, you know? As a former macaroni and cheese mascot. Does Hamburger Helper make things besides like the Burger Mac? What about the bee's job at the cafe? I mean, that's part of their schedule, their busy days. Like they'll bump into they bump into each other at the cafe. Yeah. He shared more about his past as a former macaroni and cheese mascot, and about how he was studying culinary arts in order to expand his boxed food horizons. Just feel like they would talk a lot during the beast shifts at the cafe. I don't know. Because, like, Lefty's just there to get his caffeine fix, you know? I can't see them being terribly chatty on the job. But maybe if we'll go back there eventually. I don't know. If we feel it necessitates another scene at the cafe, we could. The two would also run into each other at the coffee shop often. And Lefty grew accustomed to that extra bit of sweetness the bees would add to his drink. He couldn't imagine his morning caffeine boost any other way. And then we're gonna bring it back to the ceramics class. They spent the cat screaming is blocking my brain activity. Oh my gosh, every time I stream, it's every noise in the universe at once. Every time. Okay, they started spending more time together in their ceramics class as well. As well as Lefty was... How easily I'm distracted? There's an animal screaming outside. Of course I'm distracted. Just for your brain just referred to the coffee as this beefy concoction. That's a horrible statement. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll make this a separate paragraph. As well as Lefty was no longer avoiding the bees. They were both struggling. No. Who's gonna teach the other one how to throw? Because they're wheel throwing, right? I think the bees would be good at it. I think the bees are gonna help Lefty out here. Yeah, and that would be a good moment of vulnerability for Lefty to give up control and like listen to the bees and let the bees just kind of direct them in this process, you know. Ridiculous things to say only today. Okay, unfortunately, he had begun to dread going to their class as he was struggling with their assignments. He only had one hand to... No, I feel like he the hand is so big, he can just wrap it around. He can throw just fine. Keeping the wheel under control was difficult to him. And it seemed like no matter how many times he tried, he could not... he could not keep his... What are they making? Could not keep his... See, I'm trying not to get like too into the ceramics part because I could describe in detail. I did so much ceramics. Times as he could try, he could never figure out how fast he should have the wheel spin. He either struggled have this ceramics scene be incredibly detailed. I can't. Oh, I accidentally took off my glasses there for a sec. I was just like, I can't believe this. Okay. One day, the bees noticed him struggling and went over to his workstation. Do you want some help with that? We have a lot of experience. Because, you know, they make the hive. They, like, construct the hive, like the honeycomb and stuff. We have a lot of experience working with beeswax. What is the material called? Is that beeswax? What is the beehive made of? Like, what is the term for that? What are beehives made of? Please tell me. They're called combs. Okay, they're made of beeswax. Okay, they're beeswax combs. We have a lot of experience working with beeswax. So we're good with our many tiny hands. Lefty... Hold on. Lefty blushed a little. He was embarrassed that he was struggling with something that his classmates made look so easy. But maybe there was another reason too. Maybe he realized how, oh, but maybe, no, I'm just, not maybe, but there was another reason too. This should be one sentence. I'm not starting with a conjunction, that's disgusting. But there was another reason too. He realized that the bees must have been watching him. Yeah, because they were looking his way. The bees were looking at him. Okay, Lefty blushed a little. He was embarrassed that he was... I'm making so many typos today, oh my gosh. That he was struggling with something that his classmates made look so easy. But there was another reason too. He realized that the bees must have been watching him. He wasn't sure why he felt so strongly about it. They were roommates and nothing more. Or how about, sure, they had gotten to know each other on a deeper level than he had. I'm trying, like, they have a bigger connection than anyone else he's met at college so far. Know each other on a deeper level. Deeper than... Sure. Okay, hold on. Sure, they had gotten to know each other on a deeper level. And hey, thank you so much for the follow, Adder. Welcome. And he... on a deeper level. And he hadn't connected with anyone else at their school like that yet. I don't know, there's a better way to phrase it, but you know what I mean. Sure, why? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, I can't type anymore. We're at the point in the stream where my brain's like starting to shut off. I have no idea what we're writing about. We're writing fanfiction between the hamburger helper mascot and the swarm of bees. Don't worry about it. just accept that that's what's happening. But you're having fun? I'm glad. I am too. Even if I'm like kind of like scratching my head a little bit, like, blah, blah, blah. You haven't connected with anyone else at their school like that yet. But they were still roommates and nothing more.
This is what makes heartbreak so difficult.
Okay, that works. We can refine that later if we so choose.
They know when they're shooting up. But heartbroken people do not.
He shook his fingers. He didn't have time to think about that right now. His if he didn't get the hang of this soon, his patty would be seared when it, I'm trying, you know, like his goose would be cooked. His patty would be seared when finals came around. No. I can't just say he would be cooked, like it's too easy. Hang of it soon. His grades would be cooked. And we're all just gonna wink, wink, nudge, nudge. His buns would be burnt. No. Oh no, that has a different connotation. We're not burning that boy's buns. He shook his fingers. Think about that right now. If he didn't get the hang of this soon, his grades would be cut. All right. He finally conceded. Please help me.
When your heart is broken,
We're not getting steamy. We're not getting steamy. This is safe for work. I like being monetized. Oh my gosh. Okay. Blah. Okay. All right. He finally conceded. Please help me. The bees buzzed happily as they moved closer. Monetization is overrated. Having money to buy food isn't. Oh my gosh. Okay. The bees buzzed happily as they moved closer. See, the thing is, you're being too forceful. Slow the wheel down a tiny bit and let your hands, or let your fingers, because it's a glove. It's a glove. It's one hand. And let your fingers gently shape the clay. I don't know. I don't want to think too hard about it. Several of the bees moved even closer, grabbing onto Lefty's fingers and guiding them into place. Lefty blushed again, this time at the unfamiliar contact. He had never been this close to anyone, let alone his room. No. Let alone he's new to college. He wouldn't have other roommates. Making you eepy? This is gonna be in your dreams? I hope so. I hope so. Have some sweet beefy dreams. I believe in you. You can do it. Just dream of beef. You have it in you to dream of beef. He'd never been this close to anyone, let alone someone who had been so kind to him. As he felt the grains of the clay brush up against his digits, he sifted through his I know you wanted the microwave so bad, Lucky Bucky. I know. Simply not how the cards played out. As he felt the grains of clay brush up against his digits, he thought back to all the times that the bees offered him little bits of kindness. And one very large chunk of kindness when they committed that crime together. Yeah, I think Lucky Bucky, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for submitting and hanging out. And thinking very deep thoughts about the hamburger helper with me. One very large chunk of kindness when they committed that crime together that one time. Okay. Where do I want this to go? Should they kiss? I don't think they should kiss. I think it's a little early. He was brought out of... How do you kiss a swarm of bees? Very sweetly, very kindly, very gently. You know? Treat the bees right. He was brought out of his deep train of thought by the buzzing of the bees around him. He had grown so used to the gentle buzz that lulled him to sleep every night that it wasn't hard for him to notice that the bees buzzed a little differently than usual. There was a sort of nervousness in their usually uniform sound. He wondered if maybe his feelings weren't just his own. Yeah. We're going somewhere. We're going kiss each bee individually. Oh, that's so cute though. Because I'm thinking about earlier, we were talking about how they could each have like their own beds. Imagine you just like kiss each one and tuck it into bed just one by one. Oh, that's good. That's good. See? I knew you could do it. The bees buzzed proudly. Lefty looked down to realize that his piece was still in one piece. No. That his clay was still in one piece. It hadn't flown off the wheel. And it was pretty darn smooth, too. Thanks, Lefty said shyly. It's all because of you. Do we have them like hook up, or do we leave it like kind of ambiguous for the end of this? Like they kind of like, it's not confirmed, but like you know what's gonna happen, you know? Just leave it a little sweet, but not like all the way. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm on defense. The two continued working until they had to part ways and go about their days again. Until they had to part ways once again. Until class ended and they had to part ways once again. Yes, okay. And yeah, okay. That night, neither of them slept much, as the sound of their beating hearts, sweet like honey. Yeah, that's how you have to kiss them. And I neither of them slept much, as the sound of their beating hearts kept them awake. Yeah? Lefty wasn't sure what the rest of his college days had in store for him. But he thought for the first time in his life that he could face anything because he wasn't alone. There's a better way to word that. And it was all because he had found something sweet to look forward to each day. Haha, 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 like honey, get it? Yes? Good? Do we like this? I feel like that's kind of a nice place to leave it. Like, I feel like there's a lot more we could do with it, but I feel like that's kind of a nice place to drop it. I'm gonna be real. Great, yeah, good. Shall we go back through the whole thing? Oh my gosh, this is so long now. Oh, 17, we did 17 pages. I mean, to be fair, it's in big font. What if we call it, what if we call it honey roasted? But you grill a burger. What about a honey for my hamburger helper? I kind of like that one. Okay. All right, I'm gonna drink some water before I read this whole thing. Give me a sec. Oh shoot, what's the button for my cup? There it is. Okay. All right. 3 hours. Let's see what we got. All right, this is a honey for my hamburger helper. And that's it for today's lesson. Be sure to read the syllabus and get your materials before our next session. Lefty raised his thumb up to his mouth and yawned. Sitting through a 3-hour ceramics class and not actually doing anything was exactly how he wanted to spend his first morning of college at Grodington University. 9 a.m. classes should be illegal if they aren't even related to his major. He slumped back into his chair and stared at the ceiling. This was going to be a long semester. He closed his eyes and massaged his temples with his big soft fingers to try to soothe his growing headache. A buzzing sound infiltrated his thoughts. He screwed his eyes shut even tighter to try to block out the unwelcome sound. "Can you please knock that off?" he grumbled, turning to the source. A swarm of bees was sitting next to him. Don't ask me how they were sitting. I didn't realize. Don't worry about it. "We can't really help it," they swarmed in unison. "We are quite literally a swarm of bees. Buzzing is all we've ever known." Lefty grumbled as he gathered his things and left. He still had a long day of classes ahead of him before he could finally get back to his dorm room and crash. He managed to make it through all of his classes, fueled by coffee and irritation. He practically ran back to his room when he was finally free from his last class, Intro to Burger. He reached for his door handle and found that it was already unlocked. My roommate must be here, he thought. I hope they're normal. I wonder why they weren't here this morning. He swung open the door and his jaw dropped as he immediately recognized the mass of swarming bees before him. "You," Lefty exclaimed. "Of all the people, swarms that it could have been, why did it have to be you and not the locust from my comms class?" "Oh, the grouchy glove from ceramics. I wasn't expecting to see you here. We got transferred to this room last minute. Turns out our original roommate is allergic to bees and wasps." "Whatever," Lefty scoffed. "Just stay on your side of the room." He pulled out his phone and started looking for earplugs on Amazon. He got the feeling that he would not be getting much sleep this semester. "Sorry," the bees muttered. "It's not like we can help the noise, because we're bees. Just try to get some sleep anyway." The bees landed on a single bed in the corner of the room. "Wait, but that's my bed," Lefty said. Well, that can't be right, the bees buzzed. We specifically asked for our own bed, trying to spend less time at the hive and grows beeple, you know? So that means, yes, it would seem that we only have one bed. Lefty's face went white. Well, whiter than usual. He already had such a long first day, and now he wouldn't even be able to drift off into sweet, pickle-scented dreams in his own bed. To his horror, the bees were already sound asleep. It didn't look like there would be any chance of resolving this tonight. Lefty sighed as he reached into his bag and pulled out the hamburger he got for dinner at the cafeteria. He lifted up the top bun and set it on the floor, then he grabbed the lettuce and pulled it over himself. At least he wouldn't be sleeping on the floor tonight, protected by the thing he loved the most. Lefty struggled to keep his eyes open as his spatula theory professor droned on and on. His table-mate, Refrigerator, poked him in the knuckle. "You doing okay, bro?" Refrigerator asked. "Someone been cutting onions again? Why don't we go get some air after class?" Lefty nodded. "Yeah, I'd really like that." "I just don't get why they can't buzz more quietly," Lefty complained as the two of them entered the campus coffee shop. "You know they can't help it, Lefty," Fridge said. "Try to think of things from their perspective. It's probably not easy being away from their hive for the first time. Not cool that they just took the bed like that, though." Yeah, like, we could have at least discussed it first. Like, maybe I can have it on weekends and holidays. They made it to the front of the line as Lefty continued to complain. "Hi there. What can I get for you today?" the bee-rista asked. "Wait a minute, bee-rista?" Lefty gasped. "It's you." "Oh, hi, Rumi," the bees buzzed sheepishly. "I guess we probably would have run into each other here eventually, huh?" "Whatever," Lefty scoffed. "I'll take a mocha beefacino with an extra shot of espresso." "Right away, sir," the bees muttered. Lefty and Refrigerator got a table and waited. Lefty tapped his fingers impatiently on the table with so much force that the sound almost matched the volume of the buzzing coming from behind the counter, which was very impressive considering how soft his wool fingers were. The bees worked busily on his drink. When it was finished, they called Lefty back up to the counter. "Look, I'm really sorry about what happened with the bed last night," the bees buzzed. "We saw your squished hamburger bed on the floor and we woke up and realized what happened. We had a long day of classes and an even longer shift afterwards, so we just sort of passed out." The bees chuckled awkwardly as they handed Lefty his drink. "So this one's on us, okay? We're really sorry, dude." Lefty looked at the drink for a second before sighing and taking it. "I guess I can understand. Let's just talk about it later, okay?" The top half of the swarm flew up and down in a nodding motion. As Lefty left the shop with his Refrigerator, he took a sip of his drink. There was a flavor in there that he normally didn't taste in his usual drink of choice. He smiled at the sweetness of honey. "What do you mean there's no more beds?" Lefty huffed. He had been trying to explain the situation to his RA, who simply shook his head. "I'm sorry, dude, we just don't have enough to go around. I'd have to fill out a ton of paperwork to have a new one brought in." "But isn't Hot Dog Hall totally empty right now? I thought they were only renovating the lobby so there would be extra beds there, right?" "Again, paperwork. Just try to figure something out for now." "But isn't that your job?" "I'm graduating soon. The only job I have is making it through the hell of academia." His RA then hopped on a skateboard and rolled away down the hall. "Cowabummer, dude," he shouted over his shoulder as he disappeared into the elevator. Lefty made it back to his room and slammed the door shut behind him. He leaned against the door and slid onto the floor, burying his face into his large, soft thumb. "What's up?" the swarm of bees buzzed. "Did he say he could fix it?" Lefty sadly swayed his fingers from side to side. "Nope, looks like I'm on my own," Lefty sighed. "Well, not entirely," the bees buzzed encouragingly. "Is there anything we could do to help?" "Not unless you're a fan of breaking and entering and have a passion for moving furniture." "Well, we're no strangers to getting caught in places we shouldn't be. One of us got trapped in a sliding glass door the other week." Lefty's face lit up as he had an idea. The morning birds chirped over the sounds of construction equipment at Hot Dog Hall. "Okay, you remembered the plan, right?" Lefty asked. "Yep, don't worry about us," the bees buzzed. "If there's one thing we've learned from you, it's that we're really good at being distracting." Pardon me. Lefty felt a little bad at hearing that the bees took his noise complaints to heart, but he had to focus on their mission right now. The two split up and got ready to move. "Yeah, give me a second, I left it out here," a construction worker called over his shoulder as he exited the building. The bees flew into action, buzzing as loudly as they could as they swarmed around the worker's head. He screamed in delight because he was secretly let me drink water real quick, hold on. Okay. He screamed in delight because he was secretly an amateur entomologist. His coworker heard the screaming and came out to see what all the commotion was about. Lefty took this opportunity to slip into the door without being noticed, and he ran upstairs to the dorm rooms. The plan was to find an unused bed and have the bees work together to carry it out of the window and back to their residence hall. He ran into the first unlocked room he found and swung the window open. He took in a deep breath and made a long buzzing sound to signal to the swarm that the next phase of their plan was beginning. The bees removed themselves from the worker and flew up to the window. So far, so good, Lefty said. The thrill of committing a crime against his school was making his beef-filled blood pump. The bees noticed him smiling for once and buzzed happily as well. Lefty put his fingers under the mattress and began to lift as the bees used their many, many legs to grab the bed frame. Together, they hoisted the bed up into the air and towards the window. Soon, their heist would come to a close, and the sweet prize of even sweeter dreams would be theirs. Thunk. The bed smacked against the window frame as they tried to remove it from the room. They tried a few times to unsuccessfully rotate the bed so it would slide through the window frame, but with no luck. Eventually, they had to call it quits. There was no way the bed was going to fit. The bees lifted Lefty and they flew away from Hot Dog Hall together. Lefty frowned as he watched the bed through the open window get further from his reach every second. Oh, further from his fingertips. It was right there. It was right there. Further from his fingertips every second, because he's a glove. Okay. By the time they made it back to their room, the pair were exhausted. It was now quite late, and they used up a lot of energy on their failed heist. They looked at the lone bed in the room and both sighed. Well, I can't sleep on the floor forever, Lefty said. What are we gonna do? But it was too late. The bees had already collapsed into a little pile on the right side of the bed. Lefty was about to wake them back up, but remembered how much work they had put in trying to help him today. He sighed once more, this time in resignation, as he also flopped down onto the bed. As he drifted to sleep, the gentle buzzing of tired bees became white noise surrounding him as he, too, drifted off into dreamland. A few weeks passed as they fell into a routine together. They parted ways each morning to go about their busy days before sharing their bed each night. They got to know each other more in the moments before they drifted off. Lefty learned that the swarm was majoring in business in order to get in control of honey distribution back into the many tiny hands of bees worldwide. It was a lofty goal, but an admirable one, Lefty decided. He shared more about his past as a former macaroni and cheese mascot, and about how he was studying culinary arts in order to expand his boxed food horizons. The two would also run into each other at the coffee shop often, and Lefty grew accustomed to that extra bit of sweetness the bees would add to his drink. He couldn't imagine his morning caffeine boost any other way. They started spending more time together in their ceramics class as well, as Lefty was no longer avoiding the bees. Unfortunately, he had begun to dread going to their class, as he was struggling with their assignments. Keeping the wheel under control was difficult to him, and it seemed like no matter how many times he tried, he could never figure out how fast he should have the wheel spin. One day, how fast he should have it spin, I think, because we already talked about the wheel. One day, the bees noticed him struggling and went over to his workstation. Do you want some help with that? We have a lot of experience working with beeswax, so we're good with our many tiny hands. We're pretty good with our many tiny hands. We're pretty good with our many, many tiny hands. Lefty blushed a little. He was embarrassed that he was struggling with something that his classmates made look so easy. But there was another reason too. He realized that the bees must have been watching him. He wasn't sure why he felt so strongly about it. I mean, sure, they had gotten to know each other on a deeper level, and he hadn't connected with anyone else at their school like that yet. But they were still roommates and nothing more. He shook his fingers. He didn't have time to think about that right now. If he didn't get the hang of this soon, his grades would be cooked. All right, he finally conceded. Please help me. The bees buzzed happily as they moved closer. If you're being too forceful, slow the wheel down a tiny bit and let your fingers gently shape the clay. Several of the bees moved even closer, grabbing onto Lefty's fingers and guiding them into place. Lefty blushed again, this time at the unfamiliar contact. He had never been this close to anyone, let alone someone who had been so kind to him. As he felt the grains of the clay brush up against his digits, he thought back to all the times that the bees offered him little bits of kindness, and one very large chunk of kindness when they committed that crime together that one time. He was brought out of his deep train of thought by the buzzing of the bees around him. He had grown so used to the gentle buzz that lulled him to sleep every night that it wasn't hard for him to notice that the bees buzzed a little differently than usual. There was a sort of nervousness in their usually uniform sound. He wondered if maybe his feelings weren't just his own. I'm going to change this to normally because usual and usually is bothering me. There was a sort of nervousness in their normally uniform sound. He wondered if maybe his feelings weren't just his own. See, I knew you could do it, the bees buzzed proudly. Lefty looked down to realize that his clay was still in one piece. It hadn't flown off the wheel, and it was pretty darn smooth, too. Thanks, Lefty said shyly. It's all because of you. The two continued working until class ended and they had to part ways once again. That night, neither of them slept much, as the sound of their beating hearts kept them awake. Lefty wasn't sure what the rest of his college days had in store for him, but he thought, for the first time in his life, that he could face anything. It was all because he had found something sweet to look forward to each day. That's it. Ship it. We're done. That's a fan fiction. That is it. We did it. We did it. My throat is so tired from reading that. Oh my gosh. That was so much longer than I thought it would be. Oh my gosh, pardon me. Let me drink some more water. Yeah, we did it. I think we did it, right? That is a fanfiction about the hamburger helper and a swarm of bees. That is what we set out to do, with a cameo from a refrigerator. If I had more energy and brain power, I think the fridge, we would have had an extra scene where they come in and like the bees, like after this point, like after the ceramic scene, the bees in the fridge would have a talk about like Lefty's feelings. Not the bees in the fridge, Lefty in the fridge would have a talk about like his changing feelings and stuff. I think the fridge would help push them together, however. Don't worry, I'll write a sequel. Hell no, absolutely not. For $50 maybe. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. This was fun though. I think this was a good time. You guys gave me very fun things to work with. I certainly never would have had the hamburger helper pop into my mind. And I sure do know things about him now that I wish I didn't. I will, it's not an option. Don't say that, don't say that. If people really want me to do this again and it was fun and people liked it, then we can maybe talk about making it a larger point redeem or doing like another another point goal at some point, because this was a channel points goal, which you guys were able to do. So awesome, good job. Yeah, we did it. I don't know, good work, team. I think this is solid. I'm gonna put this on AO3 now, right? All right, good stream, good stream, good stream. I say that to all of you also for helping me out here and helping stimulate my last dying brain cell. Yeah, post it. Okay, I'll put it on AO3. Why not? I wonder how many hamburger helper fanfics there are out there. Maybe we can start something. I don't know. But yeah, thanks everybody for dropping by, for hanging out with me. I'll be back next weekend. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I will be back, and then I will be gone for pretty much all of June, but I will let you guys know. I will try and be back periodically. So I'll see you this weekend, and then if not after that, then see you in July. But we will be back. We'll have to come up with some new goal to do. I don't know what yet. But yeah, thanks everybody here. Let me get on over to the screen of endings. Where is it? Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ooh, I'm going down. Ooh. Whoa, there's a penny on the floor. Let's go. Anyway, where do I want to take you? Let's take you out. Let's take you out somewhere. Again, thanks for coming by, everybody. Updates on when I go live are in the Discord as always. Let me do this real quick. Here's our raid message for whenever I find a place to take you. Let me see who is online right now. Where do I want to take you? Where do I want to take you? What are people streaming? Oh, I mean, there's someone in the VTuber club playing Genshin right now, and I am a little curious about where they are. Oh, doing the event. Yeah, I'm also going to be finishing the event today as soon as I'm done with stream because it's about to end. So let's go on over there. If it'll ever load. Come on, Twitch. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. All right. I'm going to take y'all on over. Just a minute. I'm still waiting for this to load. I'm still waiting. Or not. I don't think Twitch wants to load. I'm going to be real. Do I want to take you to Genshin, or do I want to take you to... Oh, there's... I'm looking. There's a lot of very good games being streamed right now. Let me see. Oh, let's go watch some Lethal Company, actually. Hold on. I think it'd be a little fun, a little silly. Yeah, we're gonna go raid, Katsuepe? I'm not sure how to say their name. I'm so sorry. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna go over there. As always, be kind, be respectful, have a good night. Take care, everybody. And I will see you when I see you real soon. We're gonna start the raid. Alright, everybody. Take care. Thanks again for hanging out. We're gonna head on over in 3, 2, 1. See ya! And goodbye, you.